Perkins, Janae Agumake, Udonis Haslam. I'm Malika Andrews, and y'all, this is the best time of year. This is why we do it. This is why we show up. We are here at the NBA Finals. You two have played in several of them. Perk, do you sleep well the night before the first Finals game?
I don't sleep well at night, period. Damn it, I sleep during the day on game days. That nap, I hibernate like a bear. But listen, the stage is set. The stage is set. Tell Snuggum, Aunt Mary, Grandma Betty, all them. Hey, look, y'all got y'all tickets. Leave me alone. Because I need to concentrate on the main thing. The main thing is I'm here to play basketball. Yep. I don't need no distractions. You got your tickets. You got your hotel room. Y'all straight. I'm good. Yeah.
Cut that phone off.
Yeah.
Cut that phone off.
When do you start watching film?
The day before.
Okay.
I do not watch any film. Up until the day, once I get to the day before the game, I am locked in. I am eliminating all distractions. The phone are cut off. I'm not dealing with family, and I'm processing the game. And the way I do it is I play the game in my head as many times as I have to. And like Perk said, I might not get no sleep.
Queen's Gambit.
I might be playing the game in my head until 2 a.m. And sometimes I win and sometimes I lose. But I literally visualize every single scenario that I possibly could before I walk into a basketball game.
Look, 2 teams are 4 wins away. And we all know that this is the greatest stage that you dream of as a kid, to be able to have the privilege to play. The closest I got to a championship was watching my sister win one in 2016, and she always talked about how hard it is, like how difficult the games within the game. So right here, we've got strength on strength, iron on iron. It's going to be amazing.
You get the best of the best, bringing out the best in each other. And speaking of, just moments ago, I sat down with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and I asked him what keeps him up at night. What is the scariest part about this Indiana Pacers team? Here's what he said.
The fact that they're here, like, no matter what your route is, no matter who's on your team, like, to get this far in the NBA playoffs, you have to be a really good team. And every team's going to have their strengths and their weaknesses, and they're going to go about the game differently. But to get to this point, you have to be a really good team, and that in itself is strong enough.
It's one thing to understand what they're doing and one thing to understand what you need to do. It's quite another to execute it, and that's what makes them really hard to play against. I mean, they pump a 99-mile-an-hour fastball at you, and you can prepare all you want for that, but when you're in the batter's box, it's different when it's time to hit it, so it's going to be a very tall challenge.
Well, it's just about time to hit it, UD.
Yeah, I agree with him 1,000%, and this is what I talked about last week. What Rick Carlisle does is, and if anybody knows baseball, because he used the baseball analogy, a fastball can look like a changeup. And you don't know it until you get ready to swing and fall over the plate, because it didn't come 99 this time. It came 76.
Right.
And that's what they do offensively when you look at the Indiana Pacers. They won with pace and space, but a lot of their lineups look the same, and they're very difficult to guard.
Yeah, and I love that they're giving respect to their opponent, because all season long we've been talking about how the Thunder are the greatest defensive team, and now the Pacers, they have the 3rd best offensive rating in the play-by-play era in NBA history. This is one of the best offenses that we are witnessing before our eyes in real time. And so they're respecting what is real. And what I love about this situation here is you see the opportunities for people to scheme and tinker. I know Chet Holmgren will be a factor, but overall, I like the mindset. They're not playing around.
It's just so easy when you see, I'm sure the ESPN is on and all these TVs walking around the arena, and you look up and you see something like the Thunder have a 76% chance to win the NBA Finals. And if you're Indiana, even if you're OKC, trying to put on those blinders, Perk, and tune out that noise in order to reach that next level, when you're 4 wins away, it's so easy to say, you know what, we're here, we got here, and let go of the rope a little bit.
But why would you want to put on the blinders? You know what I mean? Like, if you're the Pacers, I actually want to see this. I want this to motivate me. I want to see everybody counting me out. Pascal Siakam said it in one of his interviews after the game in the conference finals. He said, we've been the underdog in every series. Yeah. Well, here we are again. You're the underdog in the finals. Everyone is counting you out, including me. So take a video, take the clip of me saying that I got OKC winning in 6, that I don't believe that the Pacers could be, and prove me wrong again.
Right, because this has been one of the most improbable runs that we've seen to the NBA Finals.
Don't run from it.
Let's just take a look back at how exactly the Indiana Pacers got here, because it's pretty remarkable when you look at their season, Sinead. I would describe it as a roller coaster. I don't know about you. They only went 16-18 in their first 34 games of the season, and they headed into 2025 as the 8th seed.
Yeah, and then they turned it. They flipped the switch, because if you think about it, what they were able to do was really sync up offensively. I mean, Pascal Siakam, with every game, with every month, has blossomed to someone we've seen as the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Everyone, they've got shooters everywhere, Malika.
Right. You got Tyrese Halliburton not even being selected as a 2025 All-Star, and he spoke about his struggles, saying, I got caught up in the outside noise. I allowed myself to think negative thoughts about myself internally, and it was the first time in my life I've had real self-doubt. And that's a really vulnerable thing to say, to admit, to tell The Athletic. He said, I feel like my personal struggles were leading to team struggles. But then, UD, once the calendar turned to 2025, things also turned around for Halliburton and the Pacers. They finished the regular season 34-14 since January 1st. That's the 4th best record in the NBA.
Yes, and I love how vulnerable he was. And I think when you talk about that part of it, a lot of times we don't get into what our personal struggles do to our team. And I think the fact that he was able to identify what his personal struggles did for that team, I think it's no coincidence that only he's playing better, but as a unit, they're playing better collectively.
And that brings us to the playoffs, right, where Halliburton carried that momentum. First, you have his Game 5 game winner against the Bucks in round 1, and then you got the step back against the Cavs in Game 2 of round 2, and then, of course, the kind of bounce in the Garden, getting to see the ball drop in the Eastern Conference Finals to force overtime. And when the dust finally settled, Perk, Indiana back in the NBA Finals for the first time since Reggie's Pacers did it 25 years ago. So this really is a season to remember, even if it had twists and turns for Tyrese Halliburton, who spoke just moments ago at Media Day.
I'm excited to be here. Obviously, the finals is a very special thing and something I've wanted to be a part of, you know, my whole life. And so to be here means the world. And I'm just, you know, taking it all in, soaking it all in, and really excited, you know, for this moment. As far as yesterday, we took off, and I slept the whole plane ride, which I don't normally do. And we landed, and I was ready to get up, and they said we were in Tulsa. We sat there for another hour, and then we took off again and felt like we were in the air again for another hour and a half. We didn't land here until time we landed 7, which normally would be 8 back home. So it's a 5-hour travel day. We might as well just travel to Portland or something. But yeah, no, it was a long travel day. But what can you do? You can't. None of us can control the weather. There's worse problems in life. We'll be fine.
So somehow, in case you missed it, the Pacers were diverted because of thunderstorms in the area and a tornado warning in the area. But they got here, they got a good night's sleep, and now they are getting set for this Game 1 of the NBA Finals. I was going to ask you, Chiney, what the Pacers have proven by getting this far. But I have a feeling if I pose that question in the locker room, they would say, we haven't proven anything. We've only proven that we're 4 away.
And that's the right mindset. I mean, talking about weather, they have captured lightning in a bottle. And it is a beautiful thing, this Pacers squad. It shows you that if you have chemistry, synergy, you have an amazing coach, you can win and you have a shot. And I love that Tyrese Halliburton is a selfless type of guy. First of all, he's tired on that flight because he's like, you know what, let me hibernate. I know this defense is going to come at me. But what you see from their squad is a selfless nature because that's his game. He's the guy that's leading the postseason in assists per game, you guys. And so you look at how he approaches it with vulnerability. Guess what? On the other side of that is accomplishment. And he's showing them he's what is it, leading by example.
Yeah, and as much as he's smiling on that podium right now, just understand these guys understand the situation. They understand the assignment. Not a chip. They have a boulder on their shoulder. I was passing by a lot of those guys, and they're sitting there saying, we love this underdog role. We love being the underdog. And like Perk said, don't quiet the noise. Listen to it. And I used to tell all my guys, if you just pay attention to all the interviews and all the media, they'll tell you exactly how they feel about you. They'll tell you exactly how they feel about you. You don't have to read between the lines. They'll be honest about how they feel about you. Take that and use it.
I feel like this is the NBA Finals of the unknowns, right? Because there's so many matchups, and I'm trying to figure it out, right? You got OKC went 2-0 in the series in the regular season, but Chet didn't play. Yes. Right, and then Pascal Siakam has been a problem, and I'm wondering if Coach Daigneault is going to make an adjustment and switch up his starting lineup and start Chet at the 5, right, so he could add Alex Caruso to the starting lineup. I'm wondering what the Pacers are going to do, who they're going to put on SGA, who's going to be guarding. It's all these, but that's what makes it fun, right? And this is why these teams are here, because none of the other teams that they beat could figure them out. Right. So now you're toe-to-toe with the best of the best. Iron sharpens iron. Who's going to figure who out first? That's why I got so much hope and belief in the Oklahoma City Thunder, because of their defense. And I figured they only take a quarter.
And I can tell you, sitting here, don't listen to anything that says that, oh, well, this small market series, this and that. This feels, the electricity since we have touched down in OKC has been huge.
Pun
These two
intended.
teams are locked in. Pun absolutely intended. All right, let's get to a break here. Still to come on NBA Today. Perk, I just had an exclusive conversation with SGA, and you know I had to ask him his thoughts on the face of the league and our superstar debate. I asked him his criteria for what makes a superstar in the NBA.
The thing about it, he ain't gonna disappoint me.
Plus, the coaching carousel, it is off and running. Shams, he's going to stop by with the latest out of New York, and we have a new coach in Phoenix. Waiting to hear what Kirk has to say.